Let's talk about little teeny tiny pencils. Hello everyone. When you are a collector, one of the major problems you have to end up dealing with once your collection grows beyond a certain introductory phase is classification and storage of your collection. And here we see a subset of my pencil collection, and this box represents pencils that are slender and that I have seen referred to as bridge pencils, presumably because the game of bridge entails keeping score. And I'm guessing if you bought a bridge set with cards and everything, I don't know how bridge is played. I know zero about bridge, but I think it involves cards and keeping score. So presumably if you bought like a set, it would come with pencils. In fact, I've seen some that are designed to look like the suits of a deck of cards, diamonds and clubs and whatnot. So maybe that's where they get their name. I don't know why keeping score in bridge would require a differently sized pencil, but there you have it. I have a theory regarding that. We'll get back to in a moment. So here in this cheap plastic pencil case, I took advantage of the Meyer back to school sales and bought multiples of these. My Mrs. Moving About was at the store and asked if I needed anything, and I said, well, and here you go. Ended up with a bunch of these to sort my pencils. That's another story. So, box of primarily advertising bridge pencils, slender pencils. Let's just get a sense for what that means in terms of size. So on the left, we see a standard size Ticonderoga, and on the right, a slender bridge pencil. Doesn't look noticeably smaller, but you do notice it in your hand. Maybe the erasers will be a better indicator. There you go. Some come with erasers, some don't. More don't, probably. The percentage of eraserless pencils is higher among bridge pencils than among average size pencils. So let's look at some of these. Oh, back to my theory. In the same way that jumbo pencils we think of as for beginning writers, so kindergarten, first, second grade maybe, because we have this assumption that young writers need a thicker pencil as they develop their fine motor skills. It's easier for them to handle and write with. I get the feeling that these slender bridge pencils are somehow associated with women writers. And the reason I think that, one, because the bridge pencils, I tend to think of bridge as a game that the players are more heavily weighted toward females. Maybe I'm wrong in that, but that's my assumption. That and a lot of the advertising on these slender pencils seems to be more female-oriented businesses. For instance, Tupperware home parties. Never been to a Tupperware home party. I'm betting if I did attend one, I would likely be the only male in attendance. So I assume this was something that somebody hosting a Tupperware home party would use, would pass out so you could fill out your order form for Tupperware that presumably you would be buying at a Tupperware party. Most of these advertising pencils do not give the name of a manufacturer on them. We just know this one was made in the USA. Similar to Tupperware, we have, let's see if there's another example of this. There we go. Kevin over at Always Analog has reviewed some of these recently. Stanley Home Products. So I think cleaning supplies, primarily, things of that character. Again, when these pencils were being made, those things were associated more with women than with men. Cleaning products and things of that character. Not here to get into arguments about gender roles and such like, but at the time when this presumably was made, you're more likely to find this in the hand of a woman than of a man as they're filling out their order form for cleaning supplies. One other example, and this one I asked my mother, Mama moving about, anything typewriter or dictation or stenographic or shorthand related. She's my resident expert, so I asked her about this pencil. You notice it's sharpened on both ends. I have multiple examples of this pencil, and in all of them it's sharpened at both ends. So I think that made me think, shorthand or dictation, stenography, that type of thing. But it says Type Well by Empire, so we know the manufacturer's Empire. They were making a lot of different kinds of pencils. I'm not sure what Type Well here indicates, and it's in quotation marks. Maybe it has to do with the typing up at the end of the process, so you're taking dictation using shorthand or whatever you happen to be using, and then a good secretary would then take this to their typewriter and type up the document for its final draft. That's my guess. Maybe that's why it's called this. But I have, again, several of these, all sharpened on both ends. So if you're taking dictation and your point breaks, you don't have to ask your boss to stop talking while you sharpen your pencil. You just flip it around and use the other end. So that was a neat example there. Here's one from Eberhard Faber that says stenographic on it. It's a Mongol stenographic, again, sharpened at both ends. So kind of a hint about what type of use this type well would have been put to. Very similar purpose, I'm sure. It looks like a lot of advertisers also, and not only advertising toward a more female market, although there are certainly lots of examples of those. Like here we have a really fun example. Mendel, maybe? Knits of Distinction, sportswear, Kansas City, Missouri, and Broadway, New York. Pink Pencil, clothing company. But then we see on the other end, Lumber Supply. It's not normal to see a lumberyard advertising pencil. In this, I've seen lots of jumbo pencils and carpenter pencils advertising lumber companies. That's kind of a new one to me there. Here's a fun example also. The Cozy Corner Cafe. Lunches and family style meals. Arnold, Nebraska. Look at this fella. His hat's popping off. He's so excited to be on his way to the Cozy Corner Cafe. We've got Lutheran Mutual Life Insurance, another couple of Stanley Home Products, more Tupperware. Cool graphics on that, colors and everything. Butternut in the gingham wrap. Butternut bread. Local elections. I've seen lots of those too in this size. which is interesting. What else do we have? We have a pink pencil advertising coal and lumber. So, looks like a pencil at first glance you might think was aimed at a female consumer, but coal and lumber company, not normally associated that way. Interesting. Okay, so we have the Michigan Grand Hotel from, what was the name of the movie? Somewhere in Time, that's it. Christopher Reeve. Don't remember the female actress's name now, but she has the same name of one of Henry VIII's wives, and it's not coming to me. Maybe someone will comment. Looks like another insurance agency. Lutheran Mutual Life, more insurance. What else do we have? Another pink one. Home Interior and Gifts. Okay, so another order form filler outer pencil in pink. Another coal company. Same coal company, different colored pencil. More Tupperware. And then we have this scriptural themed. Got John 3:16 on your pencil so you don't forget it. Maybe something that would stick in the back of the pews at a church or was given out at Sunday school or something of that character. And then we have some that were not for advertising, but not sure why this one was sharpened this way, but the J.R. Moon Pencil Company, 27 maybe the model number, Greta, not sure what that represents, number 2 pencil, no eraser, got several of these as well. They all seem to be sharpened for a left-hander. I don't know if whoever sharpened them just wasn't paying attention. Maybe they were left-handed. Not sure. Here's a curious one. I think I've seen examples of this. It was a souvenir, and it came in a quiver with several differently colored pencils designed to look like an arrow, obviously. I can't remember who made that, but I've seen those before. More Tupperware party. Another brightly colored bread advertising pencil. There you go. That's a quick look at my collection of slender bridge pencils. If anyone knows that actress's name, let me know. If anyone knows why they're called bridge pencils, let me know. Was that the first use that we had for them, was playing bridge? Did these not exist until bridge sets started being sold? I have no idea. But anyway, this isn't my entire collection. I'm still weeding through and sorting, but there you go. Maybe of interest to you. Mrs. Moving About likes to take these and use them to write in her books and Bibles because she uses it as a bookmark as well. It doesn't leave as much damage behind as a full-size pencil would because it's skinny. Thanks for spending some time looking at my one small subset of my pencil collection, and I hope to see you here again next time.